Okay, so we want to look into exponents today, and let's just talk about the different parts of the exponents. You will want this in your notes. So, your base is going to be that red part, it's the bottom part of the exponent. And then the exponent is going to be the 3 in this case. So, when we expand it, this x to the third just means you have 3x's. Same thing over here. When we want to look at the bases, we have a negative 5 raised to the fourth power. That negative is not getting the power of 4, just the 5 is. So just the part that's touching it is what's being repeated that many times. So in this case, we have this negative here, but then we have the 5 being repeated 4 times. Same thing over here. If I have 2x to the fourth, it's just the x that's getting that power of 4, not the 2. So when we expand that, it's x being written 4 times. But then when I put parentheses around it, now I'm talking this whole negative is going to get that power of 4 along with the 5. So that's why it's being repeated 5 times here. And then same thing here. When I have 2x and the whole thing is in the parentheses raised to the fourth, then all of that is being multiplied. And then just remember, if you don't have an exponent, that exponent is 1. So when we see x, y to the second, z, that's the same thing as saying x1 times y to the second times z to the first. So let's do a little discovery here. 4 to the third power, if we calculate that, is 64. 4 to the seventh is 16. 4 to the first is 4. So let's think about what's 4 to the 0. Well, from here to here, I'm dividing by 4. 64 divided by 4 gives me 16. When I go 16 to 4, if I divide 16 by 4, I get 4. So let's continue this pattern. If I take this 4 and I divide it by 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So anything to the 0 power is always equal to 1. And if we continue that pattern, if I take 1 and I divide it by 4, I'm going to come up here, the 4 to the negative 1 is going to become 1 over 4. And if I divide by 4 again, I end up with 1 over 16, which is the same thing as 1 over 4 to the second. So notice when I have a negative exponent, what happens is we cross it, we go down to the bottom, and it becomes a positive 2 instead of a negative 2. So let's put those in our notes. A negative exponent, what we need to do is cross the line and change the sign. So when I have a negative 2 here, this becomes 1 over 3 to the positive second power. We crossed the line and we changed our sign from negative to a positive. Over here, it would be 2 raised to the negative fourth. So it's currently in the in the numerator. So we're going to bring it to the denominator. So cross the line, and then we're going to change that sign to a positive 4. And because nothing's up here, we're just going to put a 1 there. Now on this one, it's already in the bottom. So we need to cross the line. So if we think about our line right here, since it's down here, I'm now going to bring it up here and it's going to change the sign to a positive 3. And that would just be a 1. So this really is the same thing as 4 raised to the third power. And then our 0 property, just remember that any non-zero number raised to the 0 power is 1. So if I had 5 to the 0, that's 1. If I had 1,852 raised to the 0 power, that's 1. So anything that's raised to the 0 power is always going to be 1.